Okay, Golden Globe fans, we love the TV races because that's where the action is. Those Globe voters love to pick oddball things that suddenly pop through in the race. And it's up to you if you want to win the contest to have the best predictions at Gold Derby to be on top of this. And Globes are really, really tough. But Paul Sheehan, our executive editor at Gold Derby, is with us here. Tariq Khan is here with me on the couch. I'm Tom O'Neill, editor of Gold Derby. Paul, to you, the Globes have like the perfect new show this year. They have The Crown. I mean, it's like Downton Abbey on steroids. It has the pretentiousness that they love. It's got the royalty. This is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, right?
Nope. I think you're both. I think you're wrong.
What?
I know you're both. Yep. I know you're both predicting it to win.
Go ahead.
How many Golden Globes did Downton Abbey win for Best Drama Series, Tom?
I don't know. Did it win?
0 on when it was nominated in Drama Series. In fact, it wasn't even nominated last year. So I think they're going to go with a new show. They're going to go with a show that's got 3 nominations like The Crown. And that show is called This Is Us.
That's interesting, of course, because it's network. It's the only major network contender here. Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge hit on a network. It tells us that people will watch dramas on broadcast television.
And it's not just any broadcast network channel. It's NBC, which telecasts the Golden Globes. I think you may be onto something here, Ian. What say you, Mr. Khan?
Here's the thing: is This Is Us? Is that seen as being cool? They like
yes, it is. It's very cool.
Show. Yeah. The Crown is one where I have people on the street ask me, "Are you watching The Crown?" Like it's so great. It seems so hip. It's just more. It's classier. It's more prestigious. So This Is Us. I mean, isn't in a sense network TV still to them?
But Modern Family won here at the Globes. Remember, it is the kind of new Modern Family, redefining the American family and all that stuff.
And collectively at Gold Derby, we underestimated This Is Us for the Globes. We didn't have either of those women being nominated. The supporting actress. It's like, you know, I think we're underestimating it, and so I think at The Crown, I think Claire Foy is very strong. You know, but I just don't.
John Lithgow will win. I mean, I can't see him losing.
For supporting actor, right?
Supporting actor, as Churchill, yeah.
Yes.
He just dominates here.
Right.
But there's a new show here in the race from a network that they really, really love at the Globes, and it's called Westworld. Mm-hmm. It started spectacularly. The middle of it was kind of, and then it rallied beautifully at the end. A lot of buzz. It's a sexy show. It's a little sci-fi, a little Western. It's literary. It's based on a famous book. It had been made into a movie in the past. It has a long history. Mm-hmm. Can Westwood win?
Yep.
I think it's possible. I do. I think it's behind The Crown, but it's not out of the question.
Paul?
And if it wins, it'll do something Game of Thrones has yet to do at the Globes. You know, I mean, that I don't know how much they love HBO, but they've never given Game of Thrones Best Drama Series.
Right, but
they went
in a similar situation when Breaking Bad was the cool hip show among the same hipsters that Game of Thrones is now. They did in its final season embrace Breaking Bad, both with Best Drama Series and with Bryan Cranston. Right. And of course, the final year of Mad Men, they finally got around to acknowledging John Hamm. They do kind of get sentimental near the end and go, "Whoops, we'll catch up," but they don't do it as much as you might think. For example, they finally caught up with Amy Poehler for Parks and Rec while she was actually hosting or co-hosting the things. They felt an obligation there, but in this case, I don't know. I think it's might be different. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think This Is Us. I just don't think that it's hip enough. I think that do they really get that show, the Hollywood Foreign Press? I feel like The Crown is much more their kind of show, or Westworld, than This Is Us. I don't think it's a show that they really relate to on that level. So,
well, I disagree with that, but I see the point that you're making, and also we have to concentrate on the fact of who's doing the whining and dining here, because it often comes down to who is giving a press conference to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Right. Who's pampering them, who's inviting them to parties, and of course we're all part of that circuit. Even the Gold Derby editors, Tariq is as one of our prognosticators. There is a little private little circle world of this awards, and the NBC people and those stars are on it. I'm not sure that The Crown is.
Is This Is Us? Is the nomination its reward? Remember, Smash was nominated a few years
I love
back.
Smash.
So, but no one, they had no chance of winning. So Could the nomination here be the reward for This Is Us, and then the reward another series?
No. In your mind, yes, because you don't obviously, or I want it to win, because you don't think it's hip enough. But Paul is right. It's a real threat here. So is Westworld. And Stranger Things is not going to win here, but it is a real hip, cool show that they really, really like. Let's look over to Best Drama Actor. And this is fascinating because last year, Mr. Robot won Best Drama Series and Christian Slater won Best Supporting Actor. But Rami Malek did not win because that's when John Hamm came through,
gave
right?
To John Hamm
Now
again,
John
exactly.
Hamm. So,
Farewell
but
Kiss.
they did give 2 awards to the show, and odd of oddities here, Mr. Robot's not nominated for Drama Series,
right?
but yet you have Rami Malek to win for Drama Actor. So do I. You first.
Here's why: because they often do, as you pointed out, Tom. They have to catch up somebody they didn't award. Now they didn't give it to him last year. He won the Emmy Award in a very, very competitive race. So they now may want to give him that stamp of approval. Now that hey, you were nominated last year. We didn't give it to you. You won the Emmy Award. You're a great actor here. We're going to give you a chance to get up there on stage and say thank you to us and to speak again. And also, to be honest, this year the competition, I mean, his biggest threat really is Billy Bob Thornton and Goliath. He won for Fargo recently, so do they want to give it to him again? I sense that it's Rami's year. That it's time to give
in
him
the message
a
boards at Gold Derby, where a lot of smart people discuss these things in smart ways, made a really compelling case for Liev Schreiber. And it goes like this. It goes like, well, we certainly didn't see his colleague winning, his co-star, Angelina, John Voight's winning a couple years ago.
I think that.
Did you really?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely, yes.
So that makes it all the better to ask you this question then. Could Liev Schreiber now be next?
I think so. Now, one thing is typically, and I've always said this, because I remember the year that Don Cheadle won for House of Lies, and you asked me, how'd you get that right? And I said, well,
he was a movie star.
Movie stars always win in TV categories. Now, Liev Schreiber, you're right. He has a chance. The reason I'm not picking him is because I feel like the buzz for the show has died down.
Right.
So that's why. But if they want to give him a big hug, give him
Showtime. Look, they gave tons of Showtime awards. The Affair. What was that all about? It even won 2 more last year. But they love Showtime. This could be a place where it pops through.
You're right.
And they do think that way. We have to give Showtime something.
You're right.
Homeland won twice, of course, for drama series. This is where they're still a competitor.
Yes.
Mr. Robot is weak this year. Often, also when they go for the hipster and the show, they often then just
forget about it. Exactly.
Like Andy Samberg and Brooklyn Nine-Nine winning comedy series and comedy actor, not even nominated.
It's bop 'em and drop 'em.
Goodbye.
Exactly.
Hit the road. So if that's the case, then Rami should be just glad he's nominated here. Then it really does belong to someone else. But Billy Bob with Goliath, why is he in second place?
Movie star. He's a movie star here. They like him. I mean, he won he won a few years ago for Fargo. So there's buzz for that show. So I think he's a real threat.
But not awards buzz though.
Oh, do we lose Paul?
Yeah, we lost Paul. Sorry.
Okay.
Paul's internet connection is a little shaky, so he may come back. He might not. We haven't booted him out. This is the.
He's like a TV series, The Globes, and he was in there. He's out. You know if he'll come back or not. Maybe years later, he'll get a farewell kiss. You never know. So it's keeping with the theme.
Actually, we kicked him out because we didn't agree with a damn thing he says. And good riddance to him.
He's Mr. Robot.
That's
we forgot about already.
Adios, baby. All right, so TV drama actress. Paul already said that Claire Foy with The Crown is a real contender. I think she's way out front, but
I think so.
But we do have other serious contenders with Winona Ryder for Stranger Things. That's a big comeback that they would love.
Yes.
And that's the kind of thing they would
remember,
go
she won a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress in Motion Picture for The Age of Innocence, '93. She lost the Oscar, of course, famously to Anna Paquin. But yeah, she's a big Hollywood star. She has, decades of credits, in film. And
if she doesn't win, she'll steal it, right?
Exactly.
Just grab somebody else's, right?
To see her get up on stage here, give a speech here, that could mean more to them than seeing Claire Foy win. So she is definitely a threat.
Evan Rachel Wood for Westworld, it gives a very compelling performance.
She does.
It's very understated, though. That's the problem, right?
It is. But it's funny. They nominated her for 13 for Best Actress in a Drama, if I'm not mistaken here. So they could look for a chance here too.
But it's not a showy role.
You're right. I think Claire Foy is very strong here. It'll be hard for her to lose.
Yeah. And Katrina Balfe for Outlander and Kerry Russell for The Americans are also nominated here. I can't see them getting around.
Yeah, the buzz for those shows seems to have died, so they're lucky to be in the category, I think.
But as you all know, I love my Outlander, you guys. So Globe voters, if you're listening, because you can vote all the way up to the weekend, throw a few bones.
Yes, I'm sure they're all watching.
Absolutely. Well, they are. They're on the Gold Derby email blast.
I
hear from them all. I get some emails, and they're very offensive when they disagree with my voting. Well, that's the way it goes, baby. All right, so here's what I don't get. Tariq, I have dutifully, like a slave to collective thought and groupthink and just marching in place, I have put Atlanta as best comedy series. I cannot really see them voting for that. A rap? No, I just can't see it happening.
That's the thing, that it's so unlikely. You know, it's so crazy that's why it seems like it might happen.
Because they have nowhere else to go here.
Also,
like Mozart in the Jungle won last year, and so did Gael Garcia Bernal.
Exactly.
Right? So in other words, if what we are just saying before it follows through, forget it. You know, been there, done that. Forget that one.
Right.
Veep, they've never liked.
Right, exactly.
What is it? Julia Dreyfus hasn't even won. She got 17 Emmys for this thing. No Globes. Forget it, baby.
They go for the hot new show here. And, you know, it's funny. Remember the year that The X-Files was nominated for the first time?
It won 3 times for Best Drama Series.
The first year it was nominated. Remember on the red carpet.
Aren't you impressed?
The red carpet, the producers, they were asked about it. Said, we have no chance of winning. And I remember it was, if I'm not mistaken, William Shatner opened the envelope and said the winner is The X-Files. And people were shocked. They loved it.
Well, that was about 400 years ago.
I know. But again, it goes with the Globe voters thinking. They like to actually make wild choices, pick something out of left field.
But still, those were clean-cut, very American-friendly, middle, you know what I'm saying?
Well, again, process of elimination here. Okay, Mozart in the Jungle won last year.
That's how you get to Atlanta. I know that.
Okay, Veep, again, it's kind of old news, Blackish. It's on a network. I don't see them voting for that. Transparent already won.
And they're done that, right?
By process of elimination, Atlanta probably takes it.
Right. It's won a bunch of critics awards, right? Tons of those.
Yes, it's prestigious. It is.
And it's on the FX channel. Look, they've been watching FX a long time. They gave Nip Tuck. Well, that was on FX, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes, okay, I think so. Let's move over to TV comedy actor, because this is where Donald Glover is, I believe, out front. His competition for Atlanta. His competition is Gael Garcia Bernal, Nick Nolte for Graves, Anthony Anderson for Blackish, and Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent. It's almost, isn't it, a case of process of elimination again?
Exactly. I mean, again, Tambor and Bernal, they both won here. It's unlikely for them to win.
But what about Nick Nolte for Graves? They like to do kooky stuff like that.
You know, they do. And you know, it's funny. I mean, the fact that show, it's not nominated, you know, for series.
Right.
You know?
That's true. That's true.
You know, oftentimes when they nominate, they give something, you know, best series, they give the lead actor the award with it. You know, for example, the first year that Ally McBeal won, both Calista Flockhart and the show won. Same thing with Sex and the City. The same thing with other shows. With Transparent, the first year that Jeffrey Tambor won, it won for series as well. So I kind of feel like those go hand in hand. So Nick Nolte, you know, again,
but if they go hand in hand, he's not winning, because I can't see. This is not a Globe-friendly show.
Exactly.
It's about the inner city rap, and it's very gritty and dark, and they love The Affair. They love the Crown.
So you think Nolte can win?
I think that your movie star argument is what
it's possible.
Is what pops up here. It's nothing else.
Question.
There's nowhere else for them to go. Right. Where do they go? But I haven't checked in with the consultants yet. There are actual Gold Globe consultants that I'll be talking with later today, and then we'll be picking up this conversation with some Gold Derby editors in about 24 hours, and we'll give you what we're hearing from the field. We're still at the tail end of a holiday weekend here. It's Sunday or Monday for me and Tariq here in New York, so we're disconnected from the gossip mill for a day or so. Moving over to comedy actress. This is fascinating here, because we've got an old friend, Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm looking at the screen here. They love her. Of course, she won for Sex and the City the final year.
She won 4 times, didn't she? The Globe.
Yes.
She won the Emmys the final year. The Globe, she won, I think, 4 total. She won three in a row.
You're 100% right. So she's back, and they love that. So you can see them automatically going for, especially what they love more than anything at the Golden Globes is the big star coming back in a major show.
It's true. That can be true. That she's definitely in the race here. I think Issa Rae wins just because they love to.
She is new, the
hot new star, you know, she's cool,
and it's HBO. She's won all the critics awards. She is like a new breakout star.
I mean, Rachel when she won last year.
That's a good point.
It's
Right,
you know,
right.
again,
It could happen.
It's a
She's
sexy
very
choice.
likable, and the show though is not guy friendly for the male voters of HFPA. I think it's also a little light, but on the other hand, it's very appealing. But to my point about how much they love veterans making a comeback in a new TV project, I mean, look at the list is absolutely overwhelming at the Globes. Whether it's John Voight, as we talked about before, and Ray Donovan, to Matt LeBlanc in episodes, Laura Dern in Enlightened. I mean, the comeback of it, even in the case of Matt LeBlanc, a TV star in a new vehicle. Look at Kelsey Grammer winning for Boss.
Right, exactly.
You know, I mean, that almost makes Sarah irresistible here. Now, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, as we mentioned, never won. Forget it, Julia. You're not winning
Sorry.
here. Tracee, Gina Rodriguez was Rachel Bloom 2 years ago and didn't win.
Yes.
So forget it, honey. And Rachel Bloom's back on the list, but they don't repeat. They generally don't repeat.
It's very
hard to repeat.
Yes,
right. So that leaves us with Tracee Ellis Ross. That's a possibility.
You think so?
I don't think maybe.
I don't think it's quite cool enough.
No, I think it's really between Sarah.
Yeah, by the way, remember Michael J. Fox nominated for the Michael J. Fox show, and we thought everyone thought he was going to win, and he lost to Andy Samberg for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So they don't always. I mean, he was a long time HFPA favorite, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always happen.
So how confident do you feel about Issei?
Honestly, I feel 70%. So not a lock here, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I think most.
I've got her out front now, but I'm thinking switches.
Are you okay? I think most of the Globe editors and most of the users have SRA winning.
What do they know? All right, let's
more than
us do. That's for sure. Now here is something I can give you a lot of flack about. Your pick for TV limited series actor. You've got Tom Hiddleston. Yes. Super hot, sexy, the night manager, AMC. They like to spread it around, the wealth. Let me give a little love here to AMC. But what's his name? Riz Ahmed for the night of.
Right. Now, of course, the favorite here, of course, is Courtney B. Vance for the People versus.
Yes. Recent Emmy winner.
Exactly. Now that's winning, of course, no question for TV limited series.
He is by the way far out front in the Gold Derby odds. But Tariq and I don't buy that. Tariq's going for Tom Hiddleston.
That's right.
And I think I've got. I don't even know who I've got up front.
I think they actually spread the wealth here, and I think that People versus O.J. Simpson wins big. Sarah Paulson is clearly going to win for Best Actress in that category. But I think for actor here, I think that they might want to throw a bone to a really sexy international movie star, Tom Hiddleston. I think that. I think there's
on one hand, here's the argument against that. The argument against that is that he's not really considered a major thespian actor. The
Tom
argument,
Hiddleston?
yeah,
You don't think so?
No, the argument in favor of him winning is Lady Gaga. Won last year in the equivalent female category. So come on, right?
So yeah, no, I think that I think Riz Ahmed has a real chance as well.
Yes, he does. But it's a three-way race here.
Yeah, but somehow I think that Courtney B. Vance, I think that he loses here, even though that the show wins big.
By the way, viewers, Tariq and I want to remind you that the methodology of choosing winners here is just it's totaling up just one vote that the voter checks off on the ballot. And the reason that's important is it's not a weighted ballot like you get in many of the guilds, or as you had up to the Emmys till last year, where you would rank the contenders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the nominee with the lowest score would win at the Emmys. Last year they changed it to the system that Globes have always had, which is basically just check off and who win. That means the reason it's so significant is that you can win with a plurality of votes. You can win with just 21% of the vote.
Exactly.
That's why we saw upsets this past year at the Emmys that we hadn't seen in recent times.
Tatiana
Maslany is a perfect example.
Yes.
Now, and Ben Mendelsohn's another one, winner supporting actor for Bloodline at the Emmys. Now, with a similar voting thing here, in a strong race where you've got a lot of people like, let's say Hiddleston really is a major contender, and Riz Ahmed and Courtney B. Vance, this is where vote splitting happens, and all kinds of crazy things could result. I don't think Bryan Cranston could win for All the Way, or John Turturro could win. But on the other hand, beware. This is where kooky things happen. With 90 voters at the Golden Globes, you can win with just a handful of votes. And by the way, not all of the 90 vote. It's little known that there are quite a few of the voters that just pass, and there are these mysterious Globe voters called the shut-ins. Who we don't know who the shut-ins are, but they're the old ones, so old they have to have they can't go to screenings. You slip the DVD under the door of the rest home, and they vote. I mean, it happens at the Oscars too, but you have to beware of things like that.
Yes. Yes. And by the way, now for TV supporting actor, we think John Lithgow is pretty much a slam dunk.
Yeah, but why are we alone here? Still, the Gold Derby odds, the top 24. I haven't completely checked, but you and I are right here. Lithgow's going to win this. He's a famous person portraying another famous person, and the famous person he's portraying is is bombastic.
Yes, and this is like John Boyd winning for Ray Donovan a few years ago. They love to honor the movie star, veteran star, who's now in a TV series, getting a strongly
played. He steals the whole show.
He's a respected actor.
He's hilarious,
and I mean he's been a favorite for a long time.
The minute he walks onto the show, he steals the whole thing. Right. At the coronation of Elizabeth or whatever that.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Sterling K. Brown for People versus O.J. Simpson. I just don't think he can win here. Again, that show is going to do well, but in this category, I don't see him winning.
Right. It's not flashy enough. He won the Globe, the Emmy. I mean, of course.
Right. Now, does he split some votes? Does he lose some votes to John Travolta in the category as well?
Maybe so. This is where we have to be careful about this plurality thing, the mathematics of this voting. Very, very. Difficult. Now, moving over to TV supporting actress, we both have Thandie Newton winning for Westworld. You first.
Well, basically, this is a tricky category. Now, I don't think either of
the ladies
tricky. from This Is Us can
Stop trying to weasel out of a prediction.
Olivia Colman in The Night Manager, not a big enough name, I don't think. So I think Thandie Newton, again, Westworld, there is buzz for the show. I think it's going to win something. I don't think it wins series. It has a chance, but I think it's going to win something.
Do we have any of the old veterans here?
And, no. Not really. And Thandie Newton, really, she's a veteran. She's been in films for decades now, and she's international. She's sexy. So I think there's a chance to throw her.
Are there any Jacqueline Bissetts this year?
Right, exactly. Yes, that's what we need. Exactly.
A lot of them are going, what the hell is that?
So I think it's Thandie's year.
Yeah, if there was a veteran here, a serious veteran, I could see some upset. But on the other hand, you never know with the Globes. My God, they're one upset.
Mandy Moore could shock us, right?
Absolutely.
Could you imagine that?
No. But yet I didn't imagine a lot of things in Globes past. Have we done all the major categories?
In TV, I think we've covered most of them, haven't we?
We're scanning. Sorry that we're rudely staring at you into this thing. We're looking at a separate computer screen here with the predictions on it. And...
it's almost like we need a moderator voice.
We really do.
But
God help anybody who stands between us and a microphone or a camera.
Oh, they're going to get hurt. Exactly. It's dangerous. So.
I mean, it's a miracle we both survived this without blood being spilled.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
You got a few seconds.
But I think we've got this figured out. I just don't buy the Atlanta stuff.
You're not sure about it?
It's not that I'm not sure.
Okay.
I unfortunately, as ridiculous as this sounds, and I fully accept the fact that it's absurd, that even though I have it as my predictions, I don't believe it. That's what worries me the most.
Right. What's funny with the Globes, you can never feel too confident because they throw so many curveballs. They love to shock us. You never know what they're thinking. You have these shut-in voters that you will refer to. So it's really anybody's guess, and that's what makes it so exciting. That it's not as predictable as some other award shows.
So we want you to come back tomorrow and watch the next Golden Globes TV prediction video that we're going to do, because at that point, we'll actually have heard from the consultants out there who are on the ground counting votes. We are in touch with them. Of course, we see them throughout the award season. We have feedback from them, but I haven't done a final check-in with them the week of the Globes, which I always do, and that will commence later today. We'll bring you those vote totals because in many cases, they're actually counting votes, and we get those tallies from various dubious sources that are all very biased, but on the other hand, often their intel is spot on. If you can just automatically subtract the bullshit factor from what they're saying. In other words, whatever clients they have. But on the other hand, it's where you hear the heartbeat of what's really happening. And we'll bring that to you next. In the meantime, go ahead and steal all of our predictions. And if you're wrong, what were you thinking? Why were you stealing from us? God, get out of here. You are dismissed.